All right, some matchups have been announced. Some matchups have ruined potential fun in the heavyweight division, such as this one. And Conor McGregor has been shut down of his boxing whole situation by Dana White. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Yair Rodriguez versus Diego Lopez, which is horrible and just the worst decision they could have ever made. But we'll get into it. Gaethje versus Hooker has been pretty much officially announced. I've went over it before, but we're just going to go over it again. And then we got this Dana talking about Conor. So yeah, well, that's what we're going over today. So Pereira versus Ankalaev has been announced, which means no heavyweight move for Pereira. That's a shame. I would have liked to see Pereira versus a heavyweight and get that super fight between the winner of Aspinall Jones. And it's really the huge fight. If Jones doesn't decide to fight, this is how you kind of build hype into the heavyweight division. But Magomed Ankalaev is kind of undeniable right now. They kind of have to give him it. People wouldn't shut the fuck up if he didn't fight him. And if he does, it does add a lot of hype, especially in the wrestling department, which is the big doubt in Pereira's game and why everybody thinks that he would get shit on by Aspinall and Jones. I do think he would get shit on by Aspinall, but John Jones is pretty old. I know he's only a little bit older than Pereira, but I don't hate Pereira's chances to chin him in that fight. And this would prove it a little bit more that he has good wrestling and that he can. Beating in Dagestani adds a lot of credibility to your record no matter what. So, that's interesting. It made sense. It's the fight to make, really, unless you're trying to be fun and cool, but they're not. So, we have that. Next, Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez. What the fuck were they thinking with this? I really hope it was Diego Lopez who said, I really just want to fight. I don't really care about waiting. Because otherwise, this doesn't make any sense. You know what? It doesn't make sense at all, no matter how you look at it. Never mind. Because he could have fought Mavzar in a rematch for a number one contender match, and it would have been perfect. This doesn't do anything for anyone. It just ruins all the hype. Yair Rodriguez is not good. He's horrible. He's weak. He's good at striking. He's flashy, but he is not going to become champ ever. And I guarantee it. He will never become champ. So, this is just kind of a backstep for Lopez that I don't understand in any way. I think Diego Lopez should be getting a belt right now, but instead he's getting Yair Rodriguez, who just came off a loss against the guy Lopez obliterated in Brian Ortega. So it just doesn't make sense at all. It's so stupid. So they're not probably, they're definitely going to do Volk versus Ilya 2, but Mavzar's right there, so why not just do Lopez Mavzar 2? Unless Mavzar needs a huge break and Lopez is willing to do that twice in a row, which, knowing Lopez, he probably is. He probably didn't want to wait this long. But Yair Rodriguez is not the guy. And it rubs me the wrong way that he even has a shot at the number 3 or 2 guy. Just pisses me off because he doesn't beat people, really. He beat Josh Emmett, which has proven to be kind of going downhill in his career. Josh has probably. Besides him killing Bryce Mitchell. So this just doesn't make any sense. My prediction, I think Lopez will kill him. Oh yeah, prediction for Pereira Magomed. I think Pereira can beat him. I think he'll negate. I don't think Magomed is the pressure heavy wrestler that the rest of them are in the Dagestani club. I think Pereira will be able to outbox him and knock him out. Early prediction. This one, I think Lopez schools him and knocks him out. He could get caught, but I don't see it happening with how much pressure Lopez puts on. And he's also not bad at grappling. And we know that Yair Rodriguez is weak sauce and will get ragdolled if Diego decides, in my opinion. Next, this. I've already went over it, but it's confirmed now. So Dan Hooker versus Gaethje is going to happen March 8th. I'm taking Hooker. I think he's going to be able to dismantle Gaethje at this point in his career. Sadly, momentum is all on Hooker's side. A flatline chinning is what just happened to Gaethje. I don't trust that. I think Hooker's going to win. A little quick one, but yeah, it makes it interesting a little bit. This fight is pretty sweet. I am curious what they do with Poirier now. Because I don't see them doing a Holloway matchup, so this, I don't know. This is the fight to make, though. I like this fight a lot. So yeah, next. Conor McGregor. So there's been a couple rumored fights. There's been Logan Paul. There's been KSI in boxing. Both of those are retarded and horrible, and I hate them. And it should never happen ever on this earth. They should never happen. Those fights in boxing add nothing to anybody. They only take away hype. It's horrible. I can't believe they even thought about doing it. And Dana pretty much shut it down in an interview where he says that Connor's not going to fight them. He's not going to box them. And he'll hopefully come back in the fall, which I think is late. I don't know. I guess there's a lot going on in Connor's world, including the court case and such, which I have a theory that's why he pulled out and not because of his toe. I think that was about to erupt, and they didn't want Connor coming back at that time and kind of being the face of the UFC at that point. So that's my theory with that. I might make a whole nother video about that. But he is apparently coming back. He's probably not going to come back. At this point, I've lost all hope. I used to be the most McGregor fan you could be, but now there's no way I can have faith that he's going to come back. Until he's walking out, I don't think he's going to fight again, which is such a shame because I was really coping for him for a long time. But yeah, these are the kind of the news for the week. 311 is this Saturday. Very excited. I need to think about what to make a video about. It might be this. But yeah, I'll see you soon.